Hi guys, welcome to another Mo Adventurers. We are standing here in front of the Houston Space Center, known as Johnson Space Center. So come on.
Located on 1,600 acres, Johnson Space Center is a training base and home to our nation's astronauts and the site of Mission Control Center. Once inside, there are multiple experiences that you may enjoy based on which iconic locations you want to visit and the amount of time you have available. Such as meet an astronaut or ride in a simulator. After you walk up these stairs, you can see what Earth looks like from the International Space Station. Here we have spacesuits, and there are 10 layers in spacesuits. So you wonder, how can they do something in space? And it's very hard for them to move, and I can't put my arms down, I can't put my arms down.
Open launch.
So this is an example of an ion pulse engine. It uses ions and pushes them backwards and gains momentum the more and the longer that you hold them. So they have a simulator here where they have cameras set off to the sides, but you can't see the robotic arm that you're moving. So you have to use the cameras from 3 different angles and then manipulate the arm to drop the ball bearing into the hole. This is one of the few meteorites. It's actually, they've proven it's come from Mars, and it's actually available for you to touch. Feels rough, kind of like sand, like sandstone.
Now, this is the space program that we're most familiar with of our age group, the Space Shuttle. It started in 1981 and it ended in 2011. So the whole reason why NASA wanted to use the Space Shuttle program is because they wanted to have a reusable spacecraft. The Space Shuttle Atlantis is currently on display at the Kennedy Space Center.
And here behind me, you can see the solar panels from the International Space Station. We're getting ready to get on a simulation of the International Space Station.
I'm NASA astronaut Nicole Stott. Welcome to the International Space Station.
Hi, I'm astronaut and Commander Mike Fossum. I've lived on the International Space Station for over 6 months. Now I'd like to show you around the Destiny Laboratory.
We got done with the International Space Station ride. I felt a little bit dizzy. I'm not sure if anybody else did. The only time I felt dizzy was when I actually looked outside of the area, but if I kept my eyes inside, I was completely fine. And now we're getting ready to go on to the tram tour and see Mission Control.
This is the White Flight Control Room. This room was used as mission control for the second half of the Space Shuttle missions. So the first mission flown from in here was STS-70, our 70th Space Shuttle mission. We went all the way through Space Shuttle, and then we finished off in here with STS-135, which flew from in this room in 2011 when the space shuttle retired. This room serves as a backup room for the current International Space Station Mission Control Room. In fact, if you look up at those two screens right there, you're going to see a live view from the inside of that ISS control room. You'll notice that those desks are laid out to be the exact same way as these desks right here behind me. That's because this room is an exact recreation of that room. That way, if something were to go wrong in the ISS control room, our flight controllers could pick up their stuff, come right down the hall, and pick up from in here where they left off. Since it's just two desks behind me under where it says Flight Director, it's going to be that man standing there in the gray shirt. The Flight Director is basically the king or the queen of this room. It's their mission, and whatever they say goes. One more desk I wanted to talk about is just to the right of that, under where it says Capcom. It's going to be that woman in the black and that man in the white. Capcom stands for Capsule Communicator, and that person is our first line of communication to and from the astronauts while they're in space.
Our next stop on the tram tour is a space vehicle mock-up facility. Here, you will walk on an elevated path. This is where NASA astronauts train for current missions and where scientists and engineers are developing the next generation of space exploration vehicles. The final stop on the NASA tram tour is a visit to Rocket Park. Here we'll see one of only 3 of the remaining Saturn V rockets displayed, along with other rockets that propelled space exploration. Behind me is the Saturn V rocket. There were 17 missions it made to space.
At the end of the day, the payload there is what this entire rocket takes to put in outer space.
Back at the main facility is Independence Plaza. Here, you can enter the shuttle replica Independence, mounted on top of the historic and original NASA 905 shuttle carrier aircraft, a Boeing 747.
Roger that.
Hi, we hope you enjoyed our video to the Houston Space Center. We'll see you next time on More Adventures. Bye!